tomorrow night. So I'll make sure I get this one out first. But Tulane versus UTSA, right? And the reason I bring this up is because Tulane is 6-1, 3-0 in the American Conference. Obviously, UTSA's had their struggles this year. They're not doing really good in conference play. I'm trying to pull up the standings. Y'all give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to share this tab as we go back. So the reason this game is so big, because remember, Navy's a team that's going to be there at the end of the day, right? They're 5-0 this year. Memphis is going to play them later. That is a massive bout between those two teams later on in the season, right? Tulane, obviously, in this big game, they're going to play, against UTSA, who's obviously at the bottom of the American, but a massive game. And we see how good this year that those top 4, top 5 teams in the American have been, right? Navy 7-0 this year. I'm saying big games coming up. I think they play actually Notre Dame too, if I'm not mistaken, this year as well. So Navy's going to have a perfect opportunity in order to make a CFP playoff, especially if they win out. Tulane's a team that's been improved. They obviously got Jake Retzlaff, who's come over and has been big time for them this year. They've been pretty impressive. Memphis, we see what they was able to do last week against USF, handing them their first loss in conference play. And coming back and winning that game after they was down through 3 quarters, right? And North Texas, a team that USF went on the road and hung up, I think, like 50, 60 points on them. So this race is getting very intriguing in the American Conference, which is why, obviously, I wanted to bring that up. And just the importance of this game and how massive it is for, obviously, Tulane. So if you Tulane, you've had back-to-back good seasons. Last year, I think you played, obviously, for an American championship as well. You're a 5.5 favorite in this one. You open as a 4.5. But it's a big game, right? It's a big game because it's on the road, and you got a player, you got to slow down, right? And obviously Henry is that dude. He's the absolute problem. Robert Henry, third in the FBS right now with 868 yards rushing, averaging 8.3 yards per carry. For UTSA, 8.3 yards per carry. He's been explosive. He's been a difference maker. He's been good all season long for them. You're going to have a plan to slow him down, and you got to get McCown and force him into some turnovers, right? If you're going to have a chance in this one, you got to force him into some turnovers if you want to make a difference in this one. Now, if you Tulane, you feel good, right? The reason you feel good, Retzlaff is a great player for you. He's a dual threat quarterback, running the ball, throwing it. He's had a strong season for you. He's been stepping up big time, but this defense for UTSA is not good. It's not. They're at the bottom ranks of a lot of categories. 584 yards they allow per game and 55 points. That ain't going to get it done. 113th in scoring defense this year. Again, they give up a lot of yards and they give up a lot of points. A lot of the monikers would be bend, don't break. This team bends and they break. Okay? Plain and simple. So if you Tulane, get out to a fast start, right? Allow your ability for your quarterback to cook their defense, right? And shut down the run. Right? It's a team that probably doesn't want to air the ball out. Now, if you go and you get behind the 8-ball and they can chew that clock with Robert Henry, it's going to be a long day if you Tulane. So you got to be able to get out to a good start. The good thing is your defense is one of the better ones. They've been playing really good in the last 3 contests, which they've allowed opponents under 20 points in games. And are limiting the running game to just 3.8 yards per carry, right, in those games. That's massive. Right? Because you're going against a behemoth in a running back that has nearly double the amount of yards that your quarterback has. Right? So if you're Tulane, you feel good, but you have to make sure, like I said, you don't turn over the ball, you lean on Retzlaff, and you get out to a good start. Because if you go and you let UTSA go up early on you, 14-0, it could be a long day because they can run and milk the clock with Robert Henry and make it tough. But luckily, your defense has been playing really well against the run, and they've been limiting teams to big gains all year long. But obviously, one of the greatest additions was Jake Retzlaff in the portal. And remember, he came in as a walk-on, right? Because they didn't really have a roster spot for him, but he betted on himself, and now he's the starter for them. 1,428 yards passing this year, and obviously 450 on the ground, nearly 2,000 yards of total offense by his damn self. That's pretty good. That is pretty good in my book. All right. So obviously, it's a big one. Got great receivers, Amari Hayes and Shads Preston. So it should be obviously a game they should win. But if they struggle with the turnovers and they allow Robert Henry to go off, it could be a problem. You know what I'm saying? It could be a problem. What's going on, my guy? I didn't even see you had tuned in, man. Appreciate you, man. This is my college football show, man. I try to get everybody ready to go prior to the week starting, man. Or not the week starting, but prior to college football kicking off for the week, man. So I just try to keep y'all boys engaged. And topics y'all ever want to see, man, please let me know. Please let me know, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go Tulane in this one. They should handle business, in my humble opinion. They have everything they need. Defense is playing well. This guy, the one thing is slow down Robert Henry Jr. Right, and don't play behind the 8 ball. Tulane should roll in this one. 41-17 is my prediction for them to come out on top.